Good evening and welcome to Face for the Newsfirst team. I'm Niresh. The legal profession is one of the most hallowed and influential professions in the world, and in Sri Lanka it is an instrumental part of the change that we want society to undergo as we move forward as a nation. And this week we are going to have a very important event in the legal profession, and that is the Junior National Law Conference. And to speak about this, I have with me Mr. Ruven Weerasinghe, attorney at law, who is the chairman of the Junior National Law Conference. Good evening and welcome, Ruven.
Thank you, Niresh.
Right, and we also have Mr. Sanjaya Marambe, attorney at law, and he is the convener of the Junior Bar. Good evening and welcome, Sanjay.
Good evening and thanks.
Right, so let's start with Ruven. Tell us about this very important conference which is being held after a lapse of 2 years. You last had it in 2023, and it's quite an instrumental, a massive conference you're having over 3 days.
Yes, Niresh. So actually the Junior National Law Conference has a very long history. Let my colleague elaborate further on that. But so where we started off in our committee, we decided to get together one day and decided what is it in the profession that we would like to see as change. And we understood that right now there is a critical time in our nation and what our nation is going through. I think the economic crisis and the Aragalaya. So it's a time where we want to effect some positive change. So the Junior National Law Conference over the years has been a platform for young lawyers to enhance their skill set, enhance themselves as juniors. And we thought this was a prime opportunity for us to try and assist our juniors and encourage them into an attitude change. And I think that is where this Junior National Law Conference slightly changes from the previous years, because we are attempting to essentially cause this change in attitude, as well as we are providing a number of technical sessions so our young lawyers can better prepare themselves for the future. So under this year's Junior National Law Conference, we have 3 pillars, and our theme this year has been Raise the Bar.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar. And the 3 pillars, the first pillar is on mentorship in motion. So what that tagline essentially means is where we encourage young lawyers to be proactive as opposed to being reactive and waiting for opportunities to come to them. Right now in the profession, we as the junior bar, we need to be very proactive. We can't wait for things to happen. We must support our seniors in solving a number of these issues. So within our circles, though it may be little, we must be proactive and we must cause a positive change within our profession. And that is what we are trying to encourage within the Junior National Law Conference this year.
Right.
As well as being collaborative amongst our peers. And that is where we see each other as allies, collaborative allies. Now that does not mean where we go and the next day at court we give them a blueprint to winning our case. No, that's not what we're explaining here. But what we're trying to explain is, let's be supportive of one another. If I'm 6 years in the bar and my colleague is 3 years in the bar, he may need some assistance. So to assist one another is an essential part of this profession. And that is what has brought the profession as to where it is. So that's the first pillar. And the second pillar, which would be on inclusivity, is where we talk about why exactly, though we have a population of 60 to 70 of lawyers in our profession, are female lawyers.
60 to 70%.
60 to 70%. And out of that, we have a participation of our workforce close to around 30%. So we want to try and identify why that is, and maybe perhaps find recommendations to resolve these issues because right now we have such a large and vast backlog of cases. So we have this workforce. How do we bring it in? So that is our second pillar, and this is what our committee has decided would be positive change for our profession. The third pillar is where we identified that legal aid is viewed upon as a form of charity. A number of young lawyers, they see it as doing charity, but that is not what legal aid or pro bono work is about. It's essentially what junior lawyers should see as a legal obligation. Lawyers started out as being a voice for those that didn't have a voice. That is the root of our profession as I see it and as my committee sees it. So our committee decided that seeing legal aid and pro bono work as an obligation is essential for our profession as we progress, especially in such a time where there's an economic crisis. There are a number of litigants out there that have no recourse. So it is our duty as lawyers to support that. And that is our third pillar.
Right. So we'll get into more detail on the conference itself in a little while. But let me ask Sanjaya. Now, the public is very familiar with the Bar Association of Sri Lanka, the BASL, but perhaps not quite as familiar with the junior bar. Would you like to explain to our viewers what the junior bar means and how many lawyers are there in proportion to the entire population of lawyers and so on? What exactly is a member of the junior bar?
Yes, so Niresh, I'll go back to the history first. So legal profession in the country was recognized by the Charter of Justice in 1802. Thereafter, we had proctors and advocates, as you may recall. Thereafter, we established the Bar Association. Bar Association was established in 1974, and that is the umbrella of Junior Bar Association. So we have several standing committees. So junior lawyers fall under lawyers who have the practice under 10 years. So whoever who has the practice of 10 years, it doesn't matter what your age is, so they fall under our limb. And whoever has the 8 years of practice, he can mentor another junior, but not below 8 years. So whoever who has the practice under 10 years, that particular lawyer will fall under the Junior Bar Association. So if I may clearly clarify, so as the junior lawyers, Bar Association, we have the Junior Bar Association, we have the Junior Bar Standing Committee. So under that committee, we hold this Junior National Law Conference, as my friend explained. So in order to clarify more, so we have the chairman of the Junior Bar Standing Committee, then we have the convener, we have the co-conveners, we have the Junior Bar, we have three particular committees under the Junior Bar Standing Committee as well. Also professional ethics committees and education related committees likewise. So as Ruven said, this year we are holding this Junior National Law Conference under the Junior Bar Standing Committee.
Right, and now I think there are some 20,000 odd lawyers
yes.
Or legal professionals in this country, and how many of them fall into the category of junior
Yes,
bar?
we have around 23,000 membership under the Bar Association, and more than 10,000, close to 12,000 are junior lawyers.
So that's a very high proportion.
High proportion. So
they would be the ones who are going to inherit this profession and therefore need to drive change and bring the modernity to the profession, which of course has to happen in all professions.
All professions, yes. So out of the 12,000, if I may correctly say, we have different programs in Bar Association to mentor them. One such program is this Junior National Law Conference, and we have held under the Bar Association several programs around the country as well. So this is the main event which we are holding. We are gathering all the bar associations. We have invited all the juniors. So it would be a fruitful occasion for the juniors to mingle with the seniors, judges, and everyone in the profession.
Right. So, Ruven, you're going to have a lot of eminent members of the legal profession and the allied professions who will be participating in the conference. Would you like to tell us a little bit about who's going to be there?
Yes, certainly, Niresh. So, the Honorable Attorney General will be there. There will be a number of eminent, distinguished Supreme Court judges as well as judges, and there will also be the principal of Law College, who happens to be the first chairman of the junior bar when the first Junior National Law Conference happened. And there will be, and I think the Inspector General of Police, who happens to also be a lawyer, we have also invited him to be present at this event. So there will be a number of distinguished individuals who will be present at this conference.
Right, and of course the president of the Bar Association and all the top committee members would
who have been given us this have given us absolute amount of support. So the executive committee of the Bar Association as well as the management committee, including the president of the Bar Association, will be present, as this is a Bar Association event.
Right, and the venue this time is Negombo, is it? You've sort of booked up half of Negombo, I think, for this because you're going to have 300 to 400 participants, is it?
We're hoping to have 350 delegates. We've already sold out the tickets to the conference, but in addition to that, there will be also day passes. We're hoping to reach a number of close to 450, and that will be the participation.
Right, and of course Newsfirst is the media partner for this very important conference. Now, you were talking about the various aspects, the three pillars that you are going to drive forward. Would you like to elaborate a bit more on those?
Yes, certainly, Resh. So, as I was mentioning on mentorship in motion, I think the time is right for young lawyers to take that first step forward and understand that right now our nation cannot make mistakes. So we cannot expect our seniors to be handling all the issues that are coming forward. We cannot expect the judges to handle everything. There is an incredible backlog of cases that we need to deal with if we are going to improve investor confidence in our nation. If we are to come out of this economic crisis, we need to be proactive. Because at the end of the day, this is the future of our profession. And this is how our committee sees it. And that is why I have a wonderful group of 20 to 30 committee members who have been working tirelessly through the night to make sure that this is what we resonate to the rest of our community. And this is what we hope to encourage at the Junior National Law Conference. And that essentially also adds on to the second aspect of that first pillar, which is peer collaboration and mentorship amongst each other, amongst our juniors, bringing each other up within the profession and supporting one another. It's an essential part on moving forward. Actually, at my first Junior National Law Conference, I was able to realize that I need to take a more proactive approach. At that point, I had not taken on any of my own cases, and that it was another member of the junior bar who told me, look, you need to start taking out your own work and you need to start taking on more responsibility. And that push was what I needed to, take up my first case. And it so happened to be a legal aid case. So those are important things that you learn from the Junior National Law Conference. My committee has gone through very similar scenarios within that conference. So it has always been that bastion for growth. The second pillar is on inclusivity for women within the profession. So inclusivity for women is where I just touched on, and I explained how we identified these certain issues. And within our committee, we have nicely divided amongst both male and female participants, as well as I think our participants for our conference is 52% women and 48% male. And within our committee, we have shared responsibility in a similar manner, and that is essential that we move forward as one profession. That is the second pillar. And the third pillar is on legal aid being an obligation. As I mentioned earlier, it's essential that we understand what our role is. Of course, I understand that young lawyers, they have financial concerns and they can't be doing a number of legal aid cases. But at the end of the day, they need to understand that you build this certain skill set from doing legal aid work, and you're providing a service back to the society at large. And this is an essential part of becoming a lawyer and learning the ropes. And that is where we connect back to peer collaboration, so that we don't make errors when we handle these legal aid cases, because we have the support from our peers who have handled these cases, and will continue to support one another and ensure that we give back to society. I think that is a very important thing. And sometimes legal aid or pro bono work doesn't mean handling cases. It can mean very simply giving legal advice to someone who just can't afford it. So those are our three pillars, Niresh.
Right. So Sanjay, now we spoke about the change that society is undergoing right now, and it strikes me that in almost all professions in Sri Lanka, we were unable to effect change for years, for decades, because it was part political, part cultural, and whether it was the medical profession or engineering or legal, we seem to be sort of stuck in a rut. And now we have this opportunity where the entire population is expecting change from every profession in this country. So tell us a bit about how the young lawyers feel about this opportunity.
Yes. So our motive as the junior bar is to defend the rule of law and the independence of judiciary. So we have seen many issues going on.
So both those aspects had many
Yes.
issues,
Yes.
which you can't say was the fault of the bar, but
Yes.
The fault of society
Yes.
and the leaders of the country.
Yes. So I will not put the blame on anyone, but we strive for a better country. So as Ruven clearly mentioned, we have a set of youngsters who are looking forward for the betterment of the profession as well as the country. So as the junior bar, in this conference, we are promoting the access to justice mainly, because we have seen many litigants who are unable to get their justice course because of financial constraints. And as you correctly said, there are many issues in the society. So we are going to cater the knowledge awareness to the junior bar through this conference, and we are going to make a better positive impact on the system. So, and even when we were selling out the tickets, they were sold out within a few hours. So we have seen how enthusiastic the junior bar is to get involved in this. And since we have sold out the tickets also, now we have put out the day passes so that they can additionally come and get the knowledge we are giving them. So as you correctly said, people expect for a change in the system. So it has been there ongoing, but we didn't witness it. So now we think that it is high time to achieve that. So as the junior bar, we are going to eradicate whatever issues we have within the profession. As you said, there are several issues in other professions as well, but as the juniors, we are trying to somehow overcome them. So as a start, I think this is a good opportunity for the junior bar and the membership to come forward and face what is the reality, what is the truth. So that's our motive.
Right. And Sanjay, Ruven mentioned about the fact that there is a vast backlog of cases, and we all know that.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of cases, and it takes 15, 17 years to complete the process of a case, appeals and all that. And that is really not a satisfactory situation for most people. And so they avoid going to court as much as possible. So it's a lack of confidence in the justice system because of bottlenecks. But now, change has to be driven by the young people.
Yes.
And is it something that the youngsters, the young lawyers, would feel confident of, that you guys can deliver the change that society wants, which of course society wants change in all professions?
Yes. So in order to cater that issue, we are going to clarify on this legal aid, because it shouldn't be a burden, something that you don't get money out of the case, so it's a burden for them. So some were trying to avoid. We have seen it very well. So what we are promoting is that in order to get the practice, get the experience, you need to do cases. So doesn't mean that whatever fruitful is what you gain some money, but at the end of the day you should have the satisfaction. So if you win a case in court, even if it's a legal aid matter, then you will feel it, because once you get more cases, once you win more cases, only you tend to get more and more cases. So that should be the approach. So not just idling behind a senior forever. That's a system that's what you should know as a junior, because there's a vast number of new entrants in the legal profession. It's around 1,000 per year. So true that we find difficulty in reaching out to litigants, because if when you take Colombo, the appellate courts, Supreme Courts, they run in English language. So someone who is from a regional bar might not be able to come and handle a case. So we want to teach them how can they handle a case, how can they file a case, so how can they come into this system, because we have seen many pass outs. They just come, pass out from the college, and they go back to wherever they came from. Only a handful is practicing in Sri Lanka, in the Colombo. So we want to see the new entrants coming here. We are doing apprenticeship mentoring programs and junior bar forums, symposiums. Likewise, as Ruven is chairing this time the National Law Conference. So through such events, we are going to make change, to make the juniors feel that they also have to be a part of this. So that's the method we are adopting.
Right, wonderful. And we need to take a short commercial break right now. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
නවක ගායිකා රනිති සුගතදාස ගයනා බේෂාත් හේෂ් කප්නා ගීතය Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube ඇතුළු ඔබගේ ප්‍රියතම සංගීත සේවාවන් හරහා රස විඳින්න.
Entertainments.
චමත්කාර රාත්‍රිය නොවැම්බර් 29 සවස 6:30ට මහනුවර ධර්මරාජ විද්‍යාලයේදී නලින් නදීමා රයිනි මිහිඳු විනුජ ඉරෝෂිහා ලක්ෂිත සූර්යසේන වික්ටර්ගේට් ප්‍රියාගේට් මధుර ගී ගායන වෙත විමසීම් 077යි 569යි 31යි 31
අනුපම බදින ගෑන් ළමයා නම් මාර ලකී අනුපම
අපගේ විස්තර සහන්ට දුන්නේ අම්ම නෙමෙයිද? හා නෑ කියන්නේ. සහන් ඔයාගේ පුතා කියලා මම දන්නවා දැන් අම්මේ. මගේ හැමදේම හොයාගත්තා.
ඇත්තටම මේ සදේට මොකද උනේ? දැන් මේ එළියට එන්නේ නැහැ. තවහෙන් එපා මට එක වෙලාවකට හිතෙනවා මේ හැමදේක්ම අංකල්ගේ ප්ලෑන් එකක්ද කියලා.
ඇයි දෙයනේ මගේ ජීවිතේ විනාශ කරන්නේ? මම මොන වැරද්දක් කරාටද? මෙච්චර කල් හිටිය වගේ ඉන්න බැරිද?
අද රාත්‍රී 9ට සිරස ටෙලිතිරයෙන්
සියදිවි නසා ගැනීමට තත් කිරීම කියලා කියන සාමාන්‍ය තත්ත්වයක් නෙමෙයිනේ.
මේ තාත්තා ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් සුසිල් මහත්තයා අපිට කියන්නකො සිද්ධිය කොහොමද සිද්ධ වුනේ කියලා.
මේ ඇත්තටම කියනවා දැන් මම මෙතන මෙහෙම යද්දී මේ මම දැක්කා මේ මෙන්න මෙතන කපල් එකක් ඉන්නවා.
පුතාලා දිගටම නිදාගත්තේ සාලෙද?
ඔව් සර්. ඒ පුංචි සාලේ තමයි අපි 6 දෙනෙක් නිදාගත්තේ.
කොටෝ අද රාත්‍රී 9:30ට සිරස ටෙලිතිරයෙන්.
දැන් එහෙ ගිනි නිවිලා. ඒකටත් එක්ක මෙහි අපි තාම ඇවිලෙනවා.
දරුවෝ ඒ කතා කළේ මම. ඔයාට දැන් ඔයාගේ අම්මගේ කටහඬවත් අඳුර ගන්න බැරිද?
අර ළමයා ගැන හරියට ආරංචියක් නැති එකේ මේ ළමයාව ගෙනල්ලා මෙහි තියාගන්න පුළුවන් දකලංක. උඹ නම් හදන්න පුළුවන් ළමෙක් නෙවෙයි උන්.
අද රාත්‍රී 8:30ට
සිරස ටෙලිතිරයෙන්. ආසියානු ක්‍රිකට් අධිරාජ්‍යයේ අනාගත කිරුළේ උරුමය සහතික කරන මීළඟ ක්‍රීඩා ස්වාදය අනාගත ක්‍රිකට් බලාපොරොත්තුවේ ආසියානු තරු සමග
Asia Cup Rising Stars Men's Qatar 2025
නොවැම්බර් 14 සිට TV1 තිරයෙන් www.sirasatv.lk වෙබ් අඩවිය ඔස්සේද නැරඹිය හැකියි.
Welcome back to Face. I am with Ruven Weerasinghe, who is the chairman of the Junior National Law Conference, and Sanjaya Marambe, who is the convener of the Junior Bar. So, Ruven, let me ask you, this conference, you've got some participation from some eminent international legislators or jurists, don't you?
Yes, Niresh. So actually it's very important that we get the viewpoint of the international community. So we have invited representatives of the International Bar Association who will be attending our conference and joining in the discussion. And some of our sessions they will be playing an integral part in. As well as we also have the Vice Chair of the Emerging Lawyers Committee of Law Asia, who will be coming in online and explaining what Law Asia is all about. It's a wonderful community and it's very supportive to the rule of law. And it's where young lawyers get together and discuss the various issues that they are facing in their respective countries. And that is a very important factor in ensuring the strength of the rule of law. And in fact, they have specific sessions at the Law Asia conference where they discuss the rule of law and how important it is, what are the issues faced, how different nations solve those issues, and they play an integral part in having a stronger rule of law within any community. So the international community is very important in that aspect.
Right. So Sanjay, taking on from that, we know that many countries have different legal systems, but there are also many similarities, and we have a lot to learn as Sri Lankans and Sri Lankans involved in law from other nations, wouldn't you say?
Yes. So we have invited the International Bar Association, yes, as Ruven mentioned, and we have to collaborate with the international system, how the litigation is done, and how to handle cases, because as Ruven clearly mentioned, there's a backlog of vast number of cases. So how to overcome those issues? I believe as the Bar Association, as the juniors, we have to dig in deep than just superficially observing whatever happening around the world. So I believe this conference, with collaboration of International Bar Association, we will get a clear impact of how we can eradicate these issues. So we have several issues within the system, within the legal system. So we will go into a proactive dialogue, and we will I believe the participants will also post their questions, what they go through in the system. So I think we will get the answers few days more.
Right, excellent. And if I may ask you, how do the senior lawyers view this kind of conference? Because, of course, in the past, in many professions, you had to have 20-25 years before your voice could be heard, but that's no longer so in many spheres. The youngsters are driving change and bringing new ideas. So is it the same in the legal profession?
Actually, when we take the conference, it's a fruitful environment, because in court you will see a senior president's counsel coming and doing a case, but juniors would just be at the back. But in this, many president's councils have accepted our invitation to deliver lectures, not only the president's councils but Supreme Court justices as well. So senior Supreme Court justices and other judges in various forums, and main pillars, I would say, in the justice system. Many president's councils are coming in, and we have delivered the session's agenda, and already we are getting the feedback from the participants who are to attend on Friday. So I think with that involvement of the eminent president's councils and justices, we will have a fruitful event.
Right. And speaking of the event, Ruven, could you give us a little bit more detail? Now, this is not the old style conference, is it? It's going to have so many modern aspects to it.
Yes, I think with the recent changes, the developments, especially with relation to artificial intelligence, we have a special session on artificial intelligence. And in that session, we will have eminent panelists who will be discussing how artificial intelligence impacts various spheres, various stakeholders. As well as we are having a workshop conducted by Meta, which is through the help of Sanjaya Marambe, who is the head of public policy at Meta, happens to be a lawyer from Sri Lanka. And he's assisting us with finding this workshop, so we can assist young lawyers understand the future, how we move with the future and the changes of technology, especially with regards to artificial intelligence, how we can use it to our betterment and how we can move forward with it. There's a lot of question, and there is a lot of question about artificial intelligence itself, whether it's beneficial for the profession or does it have a negative aspect. So all of that will be discussed, and a tool set will be given, a blueprint on how young lawyers can use artificial intelligence, especially as proactive young lawyers, how they can become more efficient with their work through artificial intelligence.
Right, and I noticed that you also have a session on money recovery, which is an interesting aspect, and many Sri Lankans are interested in this. Bring back the money that was stolen, but lawyers are very much in the middle of all that, isn't it? Because it is, after all, a legal process if we are to get back the money.
Yes, of course, Niresh. Money recovery is an essential part. I think contract enforcement has to be strengthened through this money recovery system, because our investors need to know that they can rely on our court process, and therefore money recovery is something that we need to discuss. Even something like a matter of a loan of 100,000. How do you recover that? Small things like that. We have the new Small Claims Court Procedure Act. So we'll be going into a discussion on that. What changes it has brought? Is it easier now to recover even small amounts? Because that is also essential. Earlier there was a situation that you'd have the same period of time even for a small contract. Now that is changed. It's supposed to be concluded within a very short span of time. So these are the discussions that will take place, especially on money recovery. How is it that large corporations, we'll be discussing on the issues that large corporations deal with when it comes to money recovery. And we have expert panelists who will provide solutions in this legal system that we have? What are the best approaches? How should we go about it? So young lawyers will be able to advise their clients appropriately.
Right, interesting indeed. And what are the other the workshops and the breakaway sessions that the public should be aware of on this?
So we have, like I mentioned, change in attitudes. So there are 2 pillar sessions where we will be discussing how to be a proactive young lawyer, how to stand out, and how to take on leadership. That's the first one, to really set yourself apart. And then the second, which will be going hand in hand with inclusivity for women in law, fostering growth for women in law. The second session will be on pro bono work and legal aid, and how it's essential for access to justice. What are the benefits young lawyers get from doing legal aid work? In fact, just to touch on this, we as the committee thought so highly of this that we went around looking for sponsors, and we managed to find sponsors to recognize the excellent work done by the panel lawyers within the branch associations of the Bar Association. Thanks to their support, we were able to recognize them and award them this certain recognition for their contribution to legal aid and pro bono. And then we have the next session, which is brief to bench, which involves entirely on with regards to what applications we need to make, teaches young lawyers how to make those applications. And then we also talk about courtroom advocacy, as well as the role of an instructing attorney, as well as alternate dispute resolution, which is something that is essential. And we also have a parallel session on commercial mediation to help contract enforcement, again, like what we discussed. And then there are numerous technical sessions on land law, on criminal law, which involves plea bargaining, as well as anti-corruption. So there are numerous aspects that we will be discussing at the conference, including judicial review, administrative law. So those are the technical sessions, aside from the attitude changes that we hope to encourage at the conference.
Right. And I believe you're going to also have various surveys and polls while the conference is in session as well?
Yes. So as junior lawyers, I think we can all agree that we need certain engagement within these sessions. So the sessions are curated in a manner that engages the audience. So we have workshops, and we also have these surveys, as well as live surveys in the form of a live poll, where participants can directly tell us how they feel on a certain topic. And this is essential to bring an active discussion amongst the participants, and then it will be followed by a discussion amongst the panelists as well as the participants, so that we can bring out these engaging questions. We also have conducted several surveys on our 3 pillars to identify what those issues are, so that those specific sessions will be extremely impactful, because we have already done the analysis and provided our speakers with exactly what is going on in the community and what are the changes that they're hoping for. And that is supported by this media campaign that our committee has been working tirelessly for. They have managed to obtain the support of nearly 60 social advocates who are willing to share our 3 videos on our 3 pillars to help raise awareness on these various issues amongst the population of junior lawyers.
Right, and of course Newsfirst and the Maharaja Media Network will be bringing you the latest news and views from the conference on all 3 days as the media partner. But let me ask Sanjaya, now Sanjaya, we see under this government, which is now about a year old, there has been a renewed effort to try to resolve the issues within the judicial system, including, for example, the opening of new courts and the recruitment of more staff for, I think, the legal draftsman's department, the AG's department. How do you see the career pathways for young lawyers now, with this renewed focus on change?
Yes, to start with, when we are working with the bar association, we see that there's a new development, as in when we take the police, there's a police bar form currently that was not there before. So police officers who are lawyers, now they are included in the police bar. Likewise, we have the armed forces who have the legal officers there, and corporates and criminal lawyers, so who are mostly engaging with such practices. So we see a change, so we want to be a support to that. So in order to achieve that, now in the Junior National Law Conference, we are happy to say that we have a vast number of participants from different corporate sectors and banking lawyers, armed forces lawyers, police lawyers who are under 10 years practice. So we think that through this conference we would be able to bring some change. So we'll see.
Excellent, excellent. And now you've had this conference 2 years ago in 2023, and now you're having it in 2025. Ruven, any expectations to have this every year?
It has essentially been an annual event, and I hope that it will continue to be the bastion of the junior bar, and I hope that it will happen every year. And in fact, we encourage our brothers and sisters who are the junior lawyers out there to get involved in this and be part of our community, because we need all that support. We need that movement to change in a positive way our profession.
Excellent. And we are almost out of time, unfortunately. Sanjaya, any final thoughts?
Yes, we have, as I clearly mentioned, our tickets were sold out on the very first day within few hours. We see that youngsters are interested in this. What we are going to do, the change in the system, I think we can achieve. The young generation who are within the profession, they are eager to come front and confront. So there will be a impact to the system. Definitely we will achieve that even through this event, as well as we have organized many such events from the Bar Association. So within the coming years we will bring some impact to the system, definitely.
Thank you very much. And Ruven, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is that I hope that the young lawyers out there who are listening understand the importance of us taking that next step forward as juniors, that this is our obligation, our duty as young lawyers to push forward this change. I think those are my closing thoughts. Thank you for your time, Niresh.
Thank you very much for joining us. I've been speaking with Ruven Weerasinghe, attorney at law, chairman of the Junior National Law Conference, and Sanjaya Marambe, attorney at law, who is the convener of the Junior Bar. And thank you to you at home for watching. Don't go away, because the news is coming up next. Have a great evening.